A morning without structure is a day left to chance, risking your health, your productivity, and your happiness.
Life has a delicate balance, and how we begin our day can really be the keystone to a fulfilling or a faltering existence every single day.
Failing to harness the power of your mornings, you may find yourself losing not just days, but years of potential joy and achievement.
So today we want you to start transforming your mornings with small, consistent changes that will lead to significant health and happiness benefits. Even bringing in one idea you hear today will have lifelong changes that will make such a difference to who you are.
Think about it. Your morning sets the tone for your day, and your days set the tone for your life. A purposeful morning routine isn't just about the day ahead, but it's shaping a happier and a healthier future.
So you might be thinking, because we hear this a lot, I spent 30 years of my career with a daily routine. Now I just want to coast. I don't want to worry about anything. Well, honestly, that's okay for a little while, but it's not sustainable. If you get up every day and don't have any kind of routine and just leave your day to chance, you're going to run into trouble.
I often hear people say, I enjoy my mornings just the way they are. I just let them unfold and it works for me. And that may be so, but listen today and see if something resonates with you that you might just try.
We also hear a lot about, they don't want to hear about alarm clocks, schedules, and planning in retirement. That's not for me. And we're not suggesting alarm clocks. We are not suggesting alarm clocks. But what we're suggesting is adding in a few consistent behaviors and habits that will enhance your life.
If you're new here, I'm Jody and this is my husband, Mark.
And we don't focus on the financial aspects of retirement, but we focus on lifestyle, health, relationships, and more.
So please hit the subscribe button and the notification button so you get notified when our videos come out. Share this with someone you care about who's on their retirement journey too.
Now, before we retired, we had a routine, a morning routine, but we had it because we had to. We had to get up at a certain time. We had to get the kids off to school. We had to have breakfast. We needed to do a lot of certain things, and the day was just on autopilot.
We actually had careers, and I had amazing administrative assistants that would jam-pack my days every day. My days were full before my eyes even opened in the morning, and sometimes I was the last person in line for my own office when I got in the morning. So our schedules and our agendas and our days and our routines were full for us.
And the beauty of that was, in a way, we didn't have to think about it. We just showed up, looked at our calendar, we knew what we had to do. When you hit retirement, there's no schedule.
Right.
There's this
and that's
emptiness.
The best part.
It is the best part.
It's the best part.
It is. However, you have to fill your day with something.
Well,
and you need to start your day some way.
Yeah.
And the key is, if you have all of this freedom to decide what you want to do in the morning, a lot of people will just get up, they wake up, they get in bed, and they scroll on their phone for an hour.
Well, it's the best part, but what I was going to say is it comes with responsibility, right? Now you have all this power to choose whatever you want to do in your day, but you are now responsible for filling it, making it a healthy day, making it healthy choices, and kicking it off right with what we believe is a good morning routine.
Yeah, so today's going to be interesting. We really want you to pay attention, take some notes, because we're giving you a lot today.
Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is give you reasons why a morning routine. Why does it matter for you? Why is it important? The second thing, we're going to describe what life could look like or feel like without a morning routine in retirement. And finally, stay to the end where we'll share our personal morning routines, which are constantly evolving.
Okay, the first thing we want to talk about, the reason why morning routines matter, is it will boost your productivity and your focus. A structured morning, it really sets a clear agenda, and it allows you to prioritize and concentrate on those things that matter. Right?
I think what's important about this idea of a structured morning is, remember, you have the pen, you have the power, you can write down anything you want it to be and the time frames you want to spend doing it. And then you're holding yourself accountable to do the things you put down for your morning, to minimize your distractions, and to prioritize your important tasks so that you can sustain energy throughout the day.
And even your to-do list for the day, I mean, a to-do list in retirement is just as important, maybe more important than it was during your career. Because again, you said that your administrative assistant kind of gave you your to-do list.
Love that.
But, there's only so many trips to the hardware store that you can do, or the dump, or the recycling center, and things like that are important.
Right.
But making sure you put some objectives in there for the day that are important, that, you'll hear in our routine what we do to really make sure we're spending good quality time together and getting some important things done. And having this clear morning agenda helps you sustain energy throughout the day because you know what's coming next.
And it's important to enhance your mental health, right? Incorporating mindfulness, mindful exercises, and regular exercise in the morning often reduces stress and fosters positivity. When you put exercise in that morning block, you can lower your anxiety levels, you can promote a positive mindset, you can stay emotionally a little more stable throughout the day because of your endorphins and your internal chemical system that's pushing you along. It can also enhance self-esteem at times. Once you're working and focusing on including mental health in your morning routine, it makes a big difference.
Well, I don't want to skip over the important component of mental health, which is journaling, meditation. And listen, I've been meditating for 5 years, and I say this all the time. If you'd asked me the day before I started meditating, Mark, will you ever meditate? I said, absolutely not. But it changed my life. And I'm so grateful that my doctor told me I really needed to do this. I was in the middle of selling my company, and I was a mess. I was a total mess. It was stressing our relationship. It was stressing my life. So enhancing mental health in your retirement, it's a whole new opportunity to really get grounded in who you are. And having this morning routine is going to help with that so you don't feel lonely and wandering around.
Right.
So anyway, the third thing we really want to talk about is having a morning routine is absolutely, definitely going to promote better health habits. Because if you...
Well, having the routine on paper won't, but actually following the routine, right?
Here's the thing. If you have a routine that includes some consistent healthy choices, you will get healthier. I'm healthier now than I've ever been in my entire life. And when we get to the end and we share a morning routine, you'll see why. But, making sure you honestly get up at the same time every day, eat healthy, throw in some exercise, hydrate, reduce unhealthy snacking. All of that's going to support weight management, muscle building. These are all habits that really help you become healthier. I mean, you feel better than you ever have.
Oh, I do. I definitely do. But, one of the things I would say is as you're making these choices, you have to remind yourself what you do today is going to impact you 10, 15, 20 years from now, right? So you're building in these healthy patterns and these healthy routines to help yourself in the future.
Listen, we know
it's a long-term play.
We know people who complain about their health. They have a bad hip, a bad knee, a bad ankle. If you've got a problem, you need to get it dealt with, you need to go see the doctor.
Right.
But a lot of that is just up here in your head. If you go to the gym and you get a trainer, or you do yoga, a lot of exercises and stuff can really help eliminate and alleviate all these stresses and pain. So I don't want you to give up and say, well, I really can't go to the gym because my back hurts. Well, you can fix it.
Right. That's true. That's true. All right, moving on. Your morning routine can be attributed to improving your sleep patterns. And as we age, sleep becomes more and more and more important. Enhancing your sleep quality, facilitating quicker sleep in the beginning of when you jump into bed so you're not laying there awake staring at the ceiling, counting sheep, or doing what I used to do and trying to play our golf course in my mind over and over again. It also can reduce your sleep disturbances so you stay asleep longer, you get to sleep quicker, and you have better rhythm.
So one of the first things Jody and I do every morning is we
check our Oura rings.
Check our Oura rings. And it's an app. It's an amazing tool. There's a whole bunch of wearables out there.
Fitbits,
Zoom,
Garmin,
or whatever. We love this one. We've had it for 4 or 5 years now. But it's all about sleep for us. So going to bed at the same time and getting up at the same time is part of this morning routine. So you'll hear what time I get up, which is ungodly early from many people.
Especially
but it's
for me.
but it's the same time, and that allows me to get my 7 or 8 hours of sleep, which is really important. And getting good sleep improves my daytime alertness and my attitude and my happiness level.
And I will say that, this idea of regular sleep patterns, going to bed at a certain time, waking up at a certain time, takes a lot of communication if you're in a relationship or have a spouse or a partner. Because Mark wants to get into bed early, and I find myself kind of bobbling around, like not, knowing what to do. So I've picked up a couple of nighttime routines that help me, stay close to you,
Right.
to go to bed at the same time you go to bed, but I don't actually go to sleep. But
Right.
that also doesn't mean I'm scrolling on my phone.
Right.
Because there's healthy ways to get yourself to calm down and get to sleep
I think
as well.
we did a video just on sleep.
I think we did
I
too.
think we did. So, search for that.
Right.
Search our channel for sleep.
Sleep is
There's a
so
great
important.
video. But the other thing we want to talk about, the next topic, is if you have a morning routine, this is now going to bring some self-discipline and willpower into your life, probably when you need it most, because you've got, like Jody said, we have the whole day to do nothing or something or anything.
Right.
So having some discipline in the morning is going to strengthen our willpower and overcome a lot of challenges. And that's going to help you build mental resilience. It's going to encourage goal setting. I mean, if you're going to set... my physical wellness vision is to be physically independent at the age of 90. Physically independent at the age of 90. That isn't just like, okay, that's nice. I do everything that I do works towards that.
Right.
My sleep, my exercise, my journaling, my meditation, my nutrition, all of that is so that when I'm 90, I can get up out of a chair without assistance. My dad took the other route. He went to nursing home because my mom had dementia, so he lived down the hall. But he just let himself decline. And I remember the day he said he wanted to get the
recliner that stood him up.
The chair that he had a remote control that the seat went up like that.
Right.
He was a Marine. He was the strongest, toughest guy that I ever knew. But he let himself decline. He didn't have a routine.
Right.
His routine was to get up and have unfortunately a vodka tonic, or just vodka.
I was going to say vodka rocks.
Vodka on the rocks. But gosh, having some discipline and willpower in this stage of life,
Right.
and you and I push each other on
We
this,
do.
right?
We do push each other on it. And it is helpful to have an accountability partner. In
Because
that,
it
for
also eliminates procrastination.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the next topic is, and I love this one, during my career, I never had time for self-care. I was just running as fast as I can on that treadmill of corporate America. So this is, give your morning routine an opportunity to create time for your self-care. Mornings offer uninterrupted time for self-care activities, and it's crucial for your well-being as you age and through your retirement. It provides time for you to write down any physical activity you want to have, any hobbies you want to do in the day. You can support your spiritual practices. We both have a 365-day, journal where we spend time in our spiritual space. And it encourages you to do some personal grooming. What? It gives you an opportunity to take time.
No one does personal grooming better than you.
Here we
look
go,
at how your
folks.
face glows and your hair. I need to start doing something. Look at your skin shine.
Oh, shiny
Look
skin.
at me, I got
Ladies,
baggy eyes. Look at my
we don't
eyes.
want
Look at
shiny
this.
skin. We know that.
I need some bag balm or something for under my eyes.
Bag balm?
I don't know. Whatever
Anyway,
you put on there.
I put that in there because it gives you the time not to just slap it together and go. But if you want to do a, Monday and Friday, you want to do a face mask, you can put it on in the morning and it's on your morning routine.
I want to touch on, you mentioned spiritual practices. Up until 3 months ago, this really wasn't part of our life. We both grew up in churches and all of that, but we've become so curious about spirituality now that it's part of our morning routine. We both do some reading, like you said. We're both in Bible study groups. That's so new for us. I never thought I'd be in that. For all the years, I'm 67 years old almost, I shunned away from that thinking, I don't need Bible study. It's the greatest book ever. We're having so much fun reading it. Mm-hmm. That's all. just kind of learning. And that's, for us, it's part of self-care.
Right.
So, all right. Getting up early in the morning on a consistent basis and having a routine is going to allow you to enhance your creativity. Now, I don't know if you're like me, where I'm a morning person and that's when I'm most creative. Some people are most creative at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But clearly in the morning, when you're clear-headed, you just woke up from a good night's sleep, it could be a good time to do some really creative thinking, right?
Absolutely. You know, a lot of studies say that the morning hours stimulate your innovative ideas, your left brain gets more involved. You know, it encourages you to be a better problem solver. You feel a little more empowered earlier in the day because you have the whole day in front of you to, you know, create and or solve problems, for sure.
Well, if you're like me, meditating, journaling, or reading, you don't have the pressures of the day in front of you yet.
Or that dreaded question, what's for dinner?
Yeah.
It's like the worst question of the
Especially
day
if
for
we
me.
ask that when we're having breakfast. But
You know, it's like, what's for dinner? And I'm like, oh, I haven't thought
But
about
I think
dinner.
this idea of a morning routine enhances creativity is good because you don't have a lot of stress and pressure. Now, if you wake up stressed and pressured because you got a lot to do, write that stuff down. But I think having a clear head in the morning, if you do, you should take an opportunity of that. Now, we want to make sure you stay to the end because we're going to share with you our morning routines, which are evolving all the time.
Taken new turns, new twists and turns since we retired, for sure.
Yeah, and even, we've been retired for, I don't know.
5 years.
5 years, and it's definitely evolving. So
Absolutely.
Stay to the end for that.
All right, so the next topic would be your morning routine is going to give you the opportunity to set a positive tone for the day. You know, a positive start to the day can influence your mood and your interactions, improving your overall daily experience. You know, we've found that it boosts confidence, encourages your optimism, and improves your social interactions throughout the day. Once you get up in the morning and you feel like you're in charge, like you've ticked off 4 or 5 things for your morning and you're ready to go.
Well, when we talk about our routine, one of the things that Jody and I do is really check in with each other at 6 a.m. when we have our coffee. How's your mood today? How are you feeling? How did you sleep? What can I do for you today? And I think, if Jody's a little out of sorts or I'm a little out of sorts, we need to give the other person some space. But at the end of the day, it's really, we have 30 minutes to really set a positive tone for the day for each of us.
Sometimes
right?
Mark, he's been up since 4, and we'll get to that. But he's been up since 4. I get up at 6 and run the dog out. As soon as I come back in, he goes, "Hey, how's your day?" And I'm like,
well, I say, how's your sleep?
I don't know. I'm still waking up. I need that first glass of water and cup of coffee, for sure.
That is a little unfair, now
It
that you
is.
mention it.
It is.
I've had 2 hours I've been to the gym, I've meditated, I've journaled. So I'm way ahead of you. So I'm like rocking, ready to go. You're, just...
I need that coffee mug you see on Instagram that says, "Not till this is empty." And just keep holding that up.
I should get that. But setting a positive tone for the day is going to increase your overall happiness, guaranteed.
Yeah.
All right. The other thing that a morning routine does, especially our routine, it improves our relationship. We spend a lot of time, quality time with ourselves, but also with our kids and family. I send videos out to the kids. I'll do a 1-minute video to all 6 kids one day. How you doing? It was great to talk to you last night. Just to connect. You do the thing with your daughters you've been doing for how long?
7 years.
And what do you do?
I send a morning text. Could be a meme, could be something that I found, could be a photograph out of a book I'm reading. But I send something to the girls every morning at 6 a.m. So when they wake up, it's the first thing they see in the morning is something from me, knowing that I'm expressing my gratitude for having them in my life, supporting our emotional connections together, and that I'm there for them and that I'm thinking of them first thing in the morning.
And listen, if there's one thing, if you have children or a husband or a spouse or a boyfriend or girlfriend, how about sending them a text as soon as you get up? Hey, thinking of you this morning, can't wait to see you for dinner. Just if you're going to be in your phone, instead of looking at Facebook, and we certainly want you to be in your phone looking at us, but after you do that, then you can send a note to your loved one. So put that as part of your morning routine to connect with family. I mean, I think it has a huge impact on your emotional connection with everyone.
So the next item that your morning routine can help you with is really fostering learning and growth. Dedicated time each morning to learning something new and contributing to personal or professional development is just absolutely a great way to start the day. You know, it encourages you to read and to question things. It facilitates new skill acquisition. I've re-engaged with Rosetta Stone, and in the mornings often I'll be, you'll hear me doing Spanish, trying to figure out, can I learn this on my own as a new language, which I love to do in the morning.
And that's important for us. It's not just because we want to learn Spanish. We, our middle son Jonathan married Mariana from Puerto Rico. Obviously, they both speak fluent Spanish, and they have 2 children that speak Spanish and English. And we feel that is a little bit of a gap for us. We'd love to be able to engage a little bit more in the conversations, not just with them, but with Mariana's parents, who we see. And the same thing with Christopher, who's marrying Fabio, who speaks Spanish, and his family does. We were just at their house. We had lunch with Fabio's parents and grandmother. And sister, but the grandmother speaks 0 English. Yeah. So she's looking at Jody and I. She's so sweet, and she's just rattling off all the Spanish as if we understand it. We're getting bits and pieces.
Yeah, we did okay, but we could do better. And your morning routine can help foster that learning and growth. You wake up after a good night's sleep, drink your 12 ounces of water, grab your coffee or tea or whatever your drink of choice is in the morning, and your brain is ready to absorb new.
So here's what I'm thinking, because I don't have any more time in the morning. My routine is packed. I think it would be great if you and I did Spanish together at night before we went to bed. I'll even stay up later.
Will never happen.
No,
it will never happen, folks.
From 7 to 7:30.
There's no way.
From 7 to 7.
When it's 7:05 at night, Mark looks at his watch and goes, wow, it's almost 8. I can almost get in the shower. That's at 7:05.
All right, I'm committing on this video. You and I are...
Wait a second. You're committing to disrupt my morning routine.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you could always be ahead of me. I don't ever hear you doing Spanish in the morning.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do it together at night.
Disrupting my morning routine.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, sure, I'll do it with you.
Promise?
You got to catch up. I'm on week 7.
All right. Well,
how quickly can you catch up?
I'll do it by myself. We're going to do it together. Don't worry about me catching up.
All right.
All right. Another reason morning routines are critical, I'm going to use the word critical, because it increases your opportunity to do physical fitness. Now, maybe you can do physical fitness at 5 o'clock at night and you're really good at it, and that's awesome. Or maybe you do it at lunchtime. That's great too. For me, if I don't do it first thing in the morning, not going to happen. 100%, it's not going to happen. And it's so important at this stage of our lives to get physical fitness into our friggin' daily schedule.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
We just joined a brand new gym called Get Cat Fit on Marco Island, and it's a boot camp. And for 45 minutes, we're busting our butts, going around doing all sorts of exercises, and the routine changes every day. And we have so much fun, and we're building community.
Well, I would also tell you that if you can put physical fitness, if you're able to put physical fitness in your morning routine, the other thing that it does in that lull in the afternoon, maybe between 3 and 5, it also kind of spurs you on for that second wind workout.
Right.
Because you've already accomplished maybe your toughest physical fitness challenge, but then in the afternoon, you might do a 2-mile walk, or, you might go for a run or a bike ride, or, maybe play pickleball or something else. I think if you get something accomplished in the morning, you're better suited for also getting that second wind workout, which I think is really important.
And the physical fitness component is going to help you build muscle, which we all need to do at our age, to wrap our bones with muscle so that when we fall, we don't break our hip. It improves our flexibility, which is so important. Stretching is so important. Weight loss. If you're just sitting around and not exercising and eating the way you used to eat, maybe drinking a little bit too much, you're going to continue to gain weight.
Right.
And that's bad. It also boosts your energy levels. So, gosh, I think if there's one thing that we all need to do in retirement, the most important thing is bringing physical fitness into our life.
Into your morning routine.
And, well, if you can do it lunchtime or night, or you're getting it done, great. But if not, do it in the morning.
Right.
That way it's out of the way. You'll feel great all day. You will thank yourself for doing that.
Another aspect of your morning routine that can be really helpful is a mindful morning routine can include making healthy dietary choices, setting the stage for nutritious eating throughout the whole day.
You know, we're getting pretty good.
We're getting better.
Getting better, but on Sunday nights, we start to plan our eating for the week. And the dinners is the big thing, because I love to cook. Like tonight, is spatchcock chicken with
Lemon.
Lemon and
then a
onion.
vegetable medley.
This vegetable medley, and oh
We've
my
had it
gosh,
before.
it's Mediterranean diet is what we follow now. Having a good, healthy breakfast is really important too to start your day.
Absolutely. And in your morning routine, you can kind of write down and scribe what your plan is for the day and even start to do some meal planning in your morning routine. That can be breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Yeah, we're getting really better at this, but the thing is with physical wellness, getting exercise, and eating good, healthy food, those, in my mind, are the two most important things.
Add hydration.
And hydration, the three most important things in retirement. Because
Absolutely.
this is our chance. We can't make up for the mistakes in the past.
Right.
How I used to eat was terrible. Used to drink way too much, eat crappy food. Gosh, Oreo cookies. There was an Oreo cookie commercial on the Super Bowl this past weekend. I'm like,
It was called
the
Twist or something.
The Twist. Oh my goodness. I used to love Oreos.
Yeah.
I don't eat them now. I just can't. I know they're not good for me. So exercise, nutrition.
Sometimes an Oreo might catch you.
Well, I'll get the little 3-pack from the gas
Oh,
station.
okay, here we go.
All right.
Next topic.
Morning routine. If you can find a way to bring in mindfulness, it's a game changer. I am a huge proponent of meditation. And, you know, I said this before. If you asked me the day before I started, would I ever meditate? Absolutely not. But it really has grounded me. It's given me the ability to reduce my stress, increase my focus. I have better emotional regulation. I'm always more calm. It's improved my overall well-being. And it is not complicated. I use an app called Headspace.
Yep.
We both use the app called Headspace.
Right.
There's another one called Calm that we use as
There's
well.
a whole bunch of them out there
But
now.
it's guided meditation. So Andy, I wish I I could pronounce his name, but the meditation that we do is guided and it's helpful and it's
It is
easy.
helpful. It is. It's really good. And we've actually pitched it to our 6 kids, and we've got a couple of takers in that. But putting that in your morning routine through your retirement, you will have much more better presence and thoughtfulness throughout the day. Guaranteed.
Much more better?
Much more better.
Is that good English?
I think it's perfect.
Oh, much more better.
Much more better.
All right.
All right, the next topic. You know, a morning routine helps you build consistency and just routine throughout the day in general. Consistency in morning habits fosters a sense of security and predictability, and that's is essential. I can't speak today. Essential for stress management and your mental health.
Well, we can't speak because we were at a wedding this weekend and you danced your
Patukas?
off, but you also screamed every word of every song because we
loved
knew
the band.
every song.
I love the band.
We've both been sick since January, and now I have bronchitis,
Yeah, but
so
I
I'm
don't.
dying here.
I just have a throat from singing.
But this idea of having consistency and routine in the morning, it's going to reduce your anxiety.
Yeah.
It gives you more stability. It allows you to adapt better to things that come your way and feel more in control, right?
It's funny because a lot of our clients really resist this idea of routine in retirement. And then they come back about a year later and talk about how the lack of routine is causing them anxiety.
Right.
So it's good to get a jump on that.
Okay, so preparing for successful aging. You might think, well, why does a morning routine help with that? Well, again, if you start each day with a healthy morning routine, it's going to contribute to a more active and fulfilling life in later years. And we see that ourselves. Our routine, and stay to the end to listen to it, but our routine really is helping us be so grounded and so clear in what we want to do for the next 5, 10, and 30 years. So we're more mobile.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, for me, it supports, my long-term mobility because I know what my goals are. It encourages my learning and it fosters good social engagement. Some of my morning routine, it's not like I'm sitting by myself doing it. I schedule in, Get Cat Fit with my team over there, or I schedule in pickleball or my ladies golf. It's all part of the morning routine. And social engagement's really critical at this stage of life.
So we are going to age. We did a video. Look at this one too, called "Embrace Aging" or something. What was it? You remember? It just came out. It did really well. Embrace the fact that we're aging. So we are going to get older, and we want to get older gracefully. We want to do it healthy. So this morning routine really sets you up for a successful life of aging. All right.
So we've just gone through 15 reasons why a morning routine can be really helpful to you. So let's think about this for a second. What's the potential downside of not having a morning routine?
Well, there's a few. There's a lot.
Well, let's just go through a few.
All right, the first one.
The first one is erratic wake-up times lead to disruption in your internal body clock. So inconsistent wake-up times can throw your body off its natural rhythm, leading to some various health issues. You know, it can increase your daytime sleepiness because maybe you got up too early or you slept too late. It disrupts your natural sleep-wake cycle that all of us have.
Well, it also screws up your nutrition.
It does.
Because if you get up at 6 one day and have breakfast at 7, and the next day you get up at
10.
9, 10.
I don't know.
10. All right, you get up at 10. Well, I haven't gotten up at 10 since college.
Yeah, probably.
And I was hungover.
Oh, boy.
But it screws up your eating too. So it's really important to have a set time to go to bed and a set time to wake up as best as you can.
But remember, these are the downsides of not having a morning routine. So these are all the reasons why it makes sense to have it.
Right.
But we're kind of just pulling out a few of the downsides.
Okay. Well, the other thing that happens if you don't have a morning routine is it tends to lead towards rushed mornings, which is going to be increased stress.
Pause for a second. Does everybody know what that rushed feeling feels like in the morning?
Well,
I do.
I do.
You do? You get
Sure.
up so darn early, you feel like you're never rushed.
What do you mean?
I wake up and the first thing I say is, oh my God, I'm behind. So if I don't stick to my morning routine, starting the day in a hurry state can elevate my stress levels. And it not only impacts how I feel, it impacts how I interact with you.
Okay. What I wanted to say is this morning routine idea, some people push back and say, well, you get up at 4 or you get up at 7, whatever. The idea is if you get up at all different times every day of the week, you're going to be stressed out because you're going to miss some things. It's going to elevate your cortisol levels. It's going to make you anxious. It's going to lead to forgetfulness. It's going to reduce your productivity. And it's going to negatively impact your relationships.
That's what happens to me because when I feel rushed or I feel like I'm being rushed or if I, God forbid, ever miss something on my calendar, I go so hard on myself and then it comes out with my relationships.
And you don't need this in retirement. You don't need to be stressed in your
agree.
retirement.
I agree.
So the routine does help tighten that up.
All right, so what's another downside to not having a morning routine? I would focus on your eating habits. Skipping breakfast or opting for some unhealthy options can result in energy slumps and, honestly, health issues. You know, it doesn't help your body to skip meals all day because maybe you woke up and you were rushed and you didn't plan your meals, you didn't shop for your meals, you don't have what you need at home, so you hit the McDonald's or the...
Why'd you look at me?
Well, Mark used to do that.
I used to.
He did. He used to hit like the McDonald's breakfast.
Well, my breakfast used to consist of...
What was that thing? It's like a potato thing.
Number 4. The... Egg McMuffin or something. I don't know what it was.
No cheese for you.
No cheese. But I used to eat really unhealthy. And when I say unhealthy, it would be 2 eggs, double bacon in a wrap. I mean, first of all, eggs and I don't get along anymore. Bacon and I don't get along anymore. When you wean yourself off of this unhealthy food and start eating healthy food, you feel better. I have oatmeal. 2 days a week I fast. And then... the other days they have oatmeal, nuts, and berries.
But your but your morning routine helps you with that because it goes on our shopping list.
Right.
When you get low, when you're making your cereal, you're pretty planned with what we need to make sure that we pick up at the store. So not having a morning routine can really affect your eating habits.
If you're not eating a good breakfast, you're going to snack. And you're going to eat crappy food. So, All right. The fourth thing is without a morning routine, you're definitely going to neglect your self-care. Now, you might push back and say, well, I do self-care, I do it in the afternoon. That's great. But not a lot of people have that discipline. I don't. If I don't do my self-care in the morning, it doesn't happen. And there are mornings that I don't do it.
Right.
And I'm fine. You know, sometimes I'll say, you know what, this morning my routine doesn't work because I don't know, I have to go somewhere and drive to the airport at 7. So it's going to be out of whack for that day. But neglecting your self-care, that's really, really a problem. And you don't want that to happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The next kind of downside of not having the morning routine is you will not be as productive as you would if you did have a morning routine. Really, a lack of structure in the morning can result in inefficiency and procrastination throughout the whole day. Has that ever happened to you where the whole day just got away from you? I hear people say that to me all the time. I woke up late and then the whole day just got away from me.
Yeah.
And that's hard. You know, we're counting our days at this stage of the game, right? We have 30 years to live. It might seem like a long time, but we're counting our days and you want to make the most out of them.
Right. The other thing that the problem you run into if you don't have a morning routine is you're going to develop inconsistent sleep patterns.
Right.
And we talked about that earlier. But without a fixed wake-up time, with a few habits and routines after that, you're going to have trouble falling asleep. You're going to have trouble staying asleep. And life can become more challenging. It's going to lead to insomnia systems. It's definitely going to disrupt your REM sleep.
Right.
And I've got a little bit of a sleeping thing right now that I'm snoring.
A ton.
So we need to work on that. So when we recognize things like this, we attack it. We read about it. We learn about it. We talk to our doctors about it. But having inconsistent sleep patterns is really unhealthy, short-term and long-term.
Totally. Okay, and the last thing, and I know it feels like we're really kind of harping on this, but without a morning routine, you know, there's a ripple effect that happens of disorganized behaviors, right? And disorganization can strain relationships and can also strain your credibility. You know, you tell the neighbor, I'll be there at 8 to help you move something, but you sleep until 10. You know, you've kind of disrupted your credibility, your personal credibility. And, you know, if you have a commitment, let's say like a nonprofit, and you don't have a good morning routine and you miss that, you know, it can affect some of your social and your retirement commitments.
And before, I want to wrap this up with some thoughts I have before we jump into our morning routine, because ours is very specific and it's just evolved. But there are some people, like my mom was a night owl. She would read until 2 in the morning, and she would sleep till 9:30 or 10.
Oh, God, that is not true. She'd sleep till noon.
Well, whatever.
She would sleep till noon.
But that was her. I'm not saying it was healthy or unhealthy. It worked for her. You know, she got dementia. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But you don't necessarily need to follow our routine. But I think the most important thing is to find a time to get up and to find a time to go to bed.
Right.
And be consistent. And then the first thing you do when you get up has to be a couple of good, healthy habits.
I mean, I think
right?
that's a great point, because I had a conversation with the woman who works the night shift at the Starbucks at our local airport here in Fort Myers. They're open 24 hours. So she comes on at 9 at night till 7 in the morning. And I said, gosh, what do you do when you get home? She said, well, when I get home, I make my breakfast, I schedule what I need to do for the day, I set my alarm to wake up, I make sure I do my grocery shop. She still has her morning routine, even though she worked all night long.
Yeah.
And she sticks to it, and she said it's the only way to stay grounded if you happen to work a night shift.
Right.
Which I thought was interesting.
Let's talk about our routine. So our routine, our morning routine, really begins with our bedtime routine.
Your favorite thing.
I like to be in bed, ready to fall asleep at 9 o'clock. So that begins with, we watch an hour of TV, 7 to 8, 7:30 to 8:30, whatever. And that's it. And then we're not on our phones. We're trying to wind down. I like to take a hot shower. I like to, you know, have this nice, soft entry into going to sleep. And we get into bed around 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock. Most nights.
Most nights.
And you'll lay next to me and you'll read in your Kindle to fall asleep.
Yep, with all the lights off.
Ruby,
Me and
Ruby, who just came in the room, she'll be on our bed for a little while and then we put her in her crate. But it really begins with a consistent bedtime. Now, we had a question on YouTube. Gosh, you guys go to bed so late. Do you ever stay up afterwards to, do you ever stay up later to socialize? Well, of course we do.
Yeah.
I mean, this past weekend, we had a wedding in Philadelphia with most of our family. We're up till 11 o'clock. You were up till midnight one night. But we are up later. And we know we're going to feel crappy.
Right.
And we know we're going to be out of whack. And it takes us a couple days to get back into it. But we do. We slide back into our normal bedtimes. I don't know if you want to add to that.
No, I think that's good. Our bedtime routine really begins our morning routine.
Right. So wake up time. For me, it's 4 o'clock.
For me, it's not 4 o'clock.
So I get up at 4 and I come in the kitchen. I've got the coffee ready to go. I plug that in. I have a cup of coffee. First, I hydrate, 12 ounces of water. I have my coffee. I do a little reading, and I have a half an apple with peanut butter because I leave at 4:45 to go to the gym. That's the beginning of my morning, and I'm back in the house at 6.
And I get up at 5:30 and take Ruby out for her walk, come in and have my big glass of water. I'm usually probably just pouring my first cup of coffee when you come in from the gym. And then Mark and I spend 30 minutes, usually 6 to 6:30 is our coffee time together. What do you have for the day? What do we have to do for YouTube? What do we have to do for Instagram? You know, what's happening with the kids? Who are we meeting for dinner tonight? Are you playing golf? Whatever our things might be. We get all of that pretty much out of the way between 6 and 6:30. And then I head off to the gym at 6:45 until about 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and then, so Jody does her exercise. So she comes back at 8. Now I've kind of, hopefully, here's Ruby. Let me get Ruby up here because Ruby just came into the room. Here's our little Ruby. So I will journal when Jody's gone. I'll do my meditation. I'll do a little bit of reading. I'll shower. And Jody comes back and she does her, what would you call it? Your preparation?
Self-care.
Self-care. Showers, does her face and her hair and all that. So that's pretty much our morning. And that's consistent. Well, 5 days a week for sure with the gym. Weekends we don't go to the gym. We try to sleep late. So
yeah.
I
might hit a yoga class or do a long
I sleep till
walk.
4:30 on weekends.
Yeah.
I wish I could sleep more, but honestly, I can't.
I wish I could sleep more too.
And then our day, we plan our day. It's pickleball, golf, it's work. Like today's a long work day. We're doing video for 3 hours. We might do some boating. I'm excited to cook tonight. I can't wait to cook. Evan and her boyfriend are coming down tonight, so cooking for them. We socialize with friends, and then dinner. We try to eat dinner early. That's another important thing that's different for us. We'll have dinner at 6:30.
We used to eat 7:30 or 8 when we were working,
yeah.
but yeah.
I don't know if you add, but that's
good.
our routine. We covered a lot today, and hope you found. Here, I'm gonna give you Ruby for a second. Some inspiration to bring, and grab an idea or two of what we talked about today because we think it'll make a difference.
And once you set your mind to a winning morning routine, by implementing just one of the things we talk about, you'll notice a change for sure. Your energy, your relationship, your attitudes, and your overall health will feel better.
Now, we hope you enjoyed this video. It's really critical for us to have a good morning routine. And this next video, 6 ways to improve your retirement and life after work, is going to be great as a follow-up because we talk about being in retirement and addressing issues like loneliness, using new technology, why you shouldn't resist change, and setting expectations for yourself after 60. So watch this one next.